What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music. As a musician myself, today is the return of Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is going to be two songs, starting with Battle Origin and then followed by Battle Nuwa, both from the Atlas Sound Team YouTube channel. These are requested by Lilian and Kevin. So very, very quickly before I get started, there's not a whole lot of Shin Megami on the channel, a little bit here and there. But 5 notoriously has one video or one song that I generally disliked, which is a little rare on the channel. You know, people sift through videos to see which ones I don't like. But there was one, I forgot his name, but there was one, and but it made a comeback, you know. So we're gonna hear two battle themes. I'm not sure if these are boss themes or if they're just different, whatever. They're battle themes. So we're gonna start off with Origin. Let me fix this volume really quick. All right, let's go. Need to refill my water. Okay. I like the energy already. A lot of downstrokes. So it's kind of like a surf rock song. If you were to take off the distortion. Pretty constant rhythm. Ooh, I love that vocal or vocal synth. Honestly, it's always something I would hear in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. It's got that almost punk feel. The guitar sounds great. Less is more, you know? Just power chords and strummed octaves. This sounds like the chorus section right here. Maybe. It really does sound like a surf rock song. I'll elaborate on that later. Competitive, so it's definitely maybe not a significant fight, but a regular fight. So simple. So before I move on to the next song, I'm trying this new format where I do every video is going to have 2 songs now. So instead of just jumping into the next one, I'm going to talk about this one and then go into the next one. So yay, longer videos. So okay, so what I've noticed with Shin Megami Tensei 5 is this sort of dark, evil brother of Persona, which is kind of what I've been told in a sense, but that's what it sounds like, you know, where it sounds like they're, I don't know which one came first, to be honest. I think it might have been Shin Megami, but either way, whichever was made first, it seems like the music direction was definitely the complete polar opposite for the other game, right? So from what I recall of Shin Megami, there's electronic, fast-paced, a lot of guitars, grungy guitars, power chords, faster drum beats, an actual drum set. You know, doing kind of a lot of cymbal work too. You know, it's aggressive and it's gritty. Whereas Persona is grooves, bass, danceability, hooks, catchy vocals. I don't even think there's vocals in Shin Megami. Let me know if there is. I mean, like actual like singing. So, and this one kind of really cements that. It's very bare bones. It's very like base, fundamental, almost formula for the whole game. It sounds like, as in what I'm saying is, it sounds like this was like the first song made for this game. I don't know if it's a callback to other Shin Megami's Tensei, but it's just so simple. It's just the same drum beat and then these power chords that are kind of just taking the song along with no palm muting, by the way. Palm muting is more metal, like dun, 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 dun. These are all open, you know, they're just flying off, kind of like, you know, Green Day does it a lot, Millencolin does it a lot, any band like that. But it was cool. It's just, but the whole repetition of it made me think that this is maybe not a big deal of a boss or a fight. It may not be a boss fight, but it sounds more like a generic battle theme or something like that. So let me know. Really cool. And I guess that'll just put me into the next one, which is Nuwa. A little longer, quite a bit, 6 minutes. Am I forgetting anything about the first one? If anything, I'll just revisit it later. But let's go to Battle Nuwa, also from SMT V. That's palm muting. That chunky, way different. The recording quality of 5 too is very like raw. Ooh. Yeah, see, there's so much cymbal work. The hi-hat is just. That's a weird riff. It's like descending, but very prog. Oh, I love that. You know who would really love this song? James Hetfield from Metallica. That's all he does back there. No offense, I love James. That's not all he does, but that's what he's most known for. Oh, we went up. Ooh, I like that. This is cool. Because it's not about the melody, it's about the rhythm. And there's the riff again. Whoa. This is a weird riff. Sounds kind of like a Sega Genesis type of song, but with instruments. I'm actually glad I chose these together because they're like very different. They're very different from each other. We get to rest for a bit. SMT V is so bizarre. That's bizarre. The whole song is riding on that the palm muting. It's all focused around it. It sounds kind of like machine gun fire or something like that. You know, it reminds me of like Command and Conquer, that kind of like era. Yeah, it sounds like a march. It sounds kind of like. I wonder if it's looped yet. I don't think so. And then it goes back down. Yeah, I love that it goes back down. You can feel the tension in it. Woo! I love the answer call. The soundtrack is cool, man. It's different. It's like they're pushing the norm. Like even here, the guitar solo isn't like all shreddy or crazy. It's a bunch of single note melodies. The rhythm is so cool. With the snare. Oh, there it is. That rhythm is crazy. Okay, I think it's looped a couple of times now. I wonder if that's the main character in the front with the blue. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about the first one. I'll talk about the first one again in just a second. That was sick. Regarding the first one again, the origin, one thing I was going to say that was a big thing was the whole surf thing I said. The progression of it was very surf. The chords used were very surf. But also, if you look on YouTube, I don't know the exact channel name. You can probably find it. It has like millions of views. It's something along the lines of like metal riffs, but clean, or metal is just surf. I've always thought that, but I never like embarked on it. Someone else made a video and I was like, hey, I thought that before. But if you really think about it, like this kind of stuff, a lot of heavy metal music sounds exactly like surf rock, just without the distortion and the drum beat, and vice versa. If you were to take Origin's battle theme and turn that into like a, you know, reverbed clean guitar with a dun ta ta dun ta, it would sound like surf. So the first one really reminded me of that. But speaking of the first one, I can really talk about the second one, because the first one, as I said, had a bunch of open chords, meaning like it's just da 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 da, you know, that kind of thing. This one was the complete opposite. The notes are now cut off. Now it's dun 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 dun, right? But it's cool because you can hear the contrast. This is a guitar term, but you can hear the contrast of the open style of playing and the palm muting, because the main riff of this song, that is completely open. You can hear like the string is completely just free. Whereas the rhythm of the song, the whole chunk, is that little machine gun kind of rhythmic thing that was really, really cool. Because it kind of shows you that like not every song needs to be this amount of notes, these chords, this structure. You have to follow the circle of fifths to to do the first, third, and fifth chord progression. All these things, right? Who cares? All that was just dun 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 dun. It, and that's it. You know, there's no right or wrong. And the changes it did was like when it went up a step, I think, for like a little bit, and then it went back down, so you can feel that like kind of that pull. And then the song was kind of like structured around it. I would love to hear that song, just drums and that riff and some bass. That would be really cool. But of course, we had that really bizarre kind of like main riff. It makes me think if this one felt more like an important battle, like a boss or something. So it makes me think if that riff is somewhat telling of like a character per se, specific, because it sounds really unhinged and crazy, really. So maybe it's, you know, for that character, so to say. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, about the lead as well. Like, you know, it's not doing all these crazy amount of notes. It's not soloing like crazy. It's still like a lead guitar part. But here's a hot take. I'm not sure if anyone's going to agree with this, and that's okay because we're all entitled to our opinions. I feel, now I know for sure that the sound quality in Shin Megami Tensei is intentional because they all sound like this. And I'm sure while you're playing the game, it makes total sense, right? It's that grittiness. But there's just a part of me that wishes, like, the songs were the same, but, like, just the quality was better. I don't know how else to say that. But I think you may know what I'm speaking of. Just like, you know, some of the signals are kind of harsh. And it's almost like the song is kind of like limited in a way. I would love to hear all those things with like that warmer, round sound. You know, like put some more bass on the guitars and cut the treble down a bit. This is not like me trying to be like picky or anything. It's just a thing I've noticed in Shin Megami Tensei, at least 5 for sure. And what's weird about this is, like, again, Persona, maybe again intentional, because the opposite is like those are amazing quality. It almost seems like they're obviously doing it on purpose, but like a little maybe too much. Like, oh, this is nice and polished and clean. This is just like, ugh. You know, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It doesn't sound terrible. It just sound cooler than it already does if it was just kind of clean. But that's just me. This is me. I've noticed that. But I think it's mostly an issue with 5. I don't know about the other ones, but I'm pretty sure 5 is like the biggest culprit of it. That was cool though. I really, really am a big fan of rhythmic guitar parts, or rhythm in general, right? Because the way that riff was, it was kind of like as if a bass was doing it, but it was all the focus of that, you know, guitarist's right hand just chugging away at those meter notes. That was really cool, and I like the little, of course, the keyboard to go along with it. So I'm glad I chose these two because they're, you know, shows like in the same realm but completely different. So let me know when Origin plays and when Nuwa plays. Whew, okay. Thank you to Kevin. Thank you to Lilian. Thank you to all my Patrons here. Thank you to my Platinum members. I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Have a good night.